welcome to Andrew Said. Over the next period, we're going to be dealing with some, or piggyback on some, I guess, some hot button topics, a lot of stuff going on, period. A lot of people, I think the pandemic has just stressed a lot of people out. I don't know if that's your perception, but I think so. So I want to just talk about some stuff, and so we're calling it Andrew Said for the next period, whatever period of time that is that we spend on it. But I want to talk today about wisdom. I think that's a fairly decent starting point, wisdom. First, let me thank you for your support, and again, this is our Andrew Said session, and you want to support this. We've got a lot to do, got a lot going on, and we're going to make it happen. Go to the website, andrewholtz.org, and you'll see there all of the platforms, protocols, etc. In this case, I'm asking you to sow a seed, give an offering of support. Go to $ Ingle Street, $ Ingle Street. So let's get started. Just want to talk about wisdom for a few minutes. For anyone who's read some of the wisdom literature by Solomon, King Solomon, you'll find that he has a lot to say about wisdom. And one of the things he asked for when becoming king was to give him wisdom. I'm not sure how many ask ourselves the question if it's wisdom that we need to operate whatever we need to operate, but I think it takes wisdom to operate whatever you operate. So here's what wisdom is, and you make the call on it. I'm not, here to tell you what to do. I'm just laying some stuff out there for you to, think about, deal with, and see what you need to do with it. But again, remember, over this period, so you want to stay tuned, that we're going to hit on some hot button topics. A lot of stuff is going on out there in the world. In fact, I think we need to really deal with. So here it is. Wisdom, first of all, in my opinion, remember I said that, is sound judgment. Sound judgment. In every enterprise, here's a phrase: every enterprise that is built with wise planning. Even in having wise planning, there has to be sound judgment. Now, I don't want to sound authoritarian with that. We're not dealing with authoritarianism. We're just trying to drop some nuggets. If it fits, what they say, if the shoe fits, wear it. But sound judgment is a good starting place. Number one, you need to judge a thing, determine a thing, whatever thing the thing is. Determine it, because there are a lot of factors to everything. So first of all, you want to know if it's for you. Does it fit? If it's for you and you want to make it work, what is it going to take to make it work? So entering any enterprise, my suggestion is enter with sound judgment, whether it's relationships, whether it's a business deal, whether it's a transaction of any kind of interaction with humans and or others is a transaction. So you want to enter that transaction from your strong side, and that is sound judgment. That is not emotion. That is not frivolity, just being frivolous. That is not based on, it's based on one thing, and that is information. Gather as much information as you can gather. Sort through all the pieces. See what's you in it. See what works for you in it. See what fits you in it. Then make a judgment, make a call, make a determination. Judgment is a call. It's a determination to, in fact, engage, act on, and go forward or back out of it and not deal with it at all. But sound judgment, say it with me, sound judgment. So I think that's a starting place. Another starting place, if you're operating in wisdom, that is. The opposite of wisdom, in my view, is foolishness, and that's just crazy. I think it's crazy to do anything without first approaching that thing with and from the perspective or the premise or the starting point, foundation, whatever you want to call it, of sound judgment. Following that insight, sight into a thing. Insight is sight into a thing. People, places, and things. If you're engaging in anything having to do with people, places, and or things, you need some sight into it. That does require research. Two phrases run together, or two words run together for me classically over time is research and development. In order to develop your thing, my best suggestion to you is to do your homework. Do the kind of due diligence, homework, gather information, not just from reading stuff. Reading material is good, but you want some talk back from those who have experienced or experience in the thing that you are considering or attempting to engage in. So that's insight into a thing, insight into a people, a place, or a thing is your ability to, or your determination and will to look into it, to study it, to gather from it the information critical to going forward with the judgment / that is decision you made in the judgment call you made, that is to engage the enterprise you are attempting to pursue. Another thing you want to do is consider the importance of knowledge and discernment. Knowledge and discernment, I think it's a parallel track with insight. But I think it's a little stronger when you talk about discernment, not just knowledge, but discernment. Discernment comes from someplace within, and that place within, in my sense, in my opinion, is that sensory place where you have knowledge of a thing, and let's call it intuition or intuitive knowledge of a thing that is really not based totally or solely upon the information you gather about the thing. That's insight. That's insight at its highest level, which is discernment, where you are able to pick apart the nuances of a thing, even when the thing doesn't show you those nuances. You're able to see those nuances because of that high level of insight, which I call discernment, that allows you to extract from that people, place, or thing engagement the information you need to make you feel comfortable and settled on the fact that this is absolutely what I need to do. But you notice I ran the two words together, knowledge and discernment, because your discernment still has to be based upon, or should I should say, be based upon some findings, knowledge, information, knowledge. Sound judgment is based on what you need. Sound judgment is what you need to base your ultimate decision, go forward decision on. Then I would not leave out, as I'm closing, I would not leave out wise counsel. I personally think it's dangerous to just go into something because you feel it and have done your due diligence. It could be important, to get feedback. So let's just leave it at that. Feedback, wise counsel, consultation. Talk with people who have your interests at heart. Talk to people who have interest in the thing that you are considering, the enterprise you're considering. Let's call that counsel. And then power. I use that word carefully because I think we need to be careful about power, and how, the understandings of power and power notions and motivations, etc. I'm talking about the kind of power that comes from the energy inside of you that drives you not just to start a thing, but to finish a thing. Now, that's the pole, that's the polarity, the beginning and the end. But there's a middle piece where you could get, I don't want to say stressed out in the middle, but the encounters in the middle of engagement of enterprise carries with it high points, low points, valleys, mountains, peaks, etc. You need to be prepared mentally, physically, emotionally, etc. for those, and have in place a support system. I call it a resource system that is not just a people. Let's call it a people, places, and things resource base. You need to have your enterprise resource based by that resource that is outside of you, that people, place, thing. Lastly, I want to be careful to have you be careful, if you would, to exercise prudence, Prudence. Prudence, in my understanding, is the ability, and not just the ability, but I call it the inner ability to govern yourself and the connecting pieces with discipline. You know what, that to me is powerful, because there's nothing more painful, even shameful, and I don't want to be put a judgment on it. I'm really speaking out of my own experience, than to not exercise prudence in the pursuit of an enterprise, because the result of that could be quite catastrophic. One, disappointment. Two, the lack of success. Three, failure, which then could, if it's not managed properly, could then set one on a course to either deny oncoming and next opportunities, even to the degree that in the worst case scenario, one never bounces back from their first failure. So that's kind of it for me. So, you know, I just wanted to share that with you, spend a couple minutes talking to you pretty much from my own experiences, if that's of any value. You know, I want to share, want to be a partner with you in your endeavors. So check me out, look me up, go to the website, andrewholtz.org, and you'll see all of the, you know, how to get to where you need to get to, which has to do with everything that we're doing, which also has to do with partnering with you in what you perceive to be what is important for you. So go to the website, andrewholtz.org, and support the enterprise by going to Cash App and do $ Ingle Street, and we appreciate what you intend to do, appreciate what you've been doing, and look forward to journeying with you as you take down the next opportunity that comes your way. So there it is, Andrew said.